If you're seeing this, it's because you're on the verge of a major breakthrough into a whole new life of abundance, freedom, and fulfillment on all levels of your life. And so I'm glad this found you, because there's been a lot of misconception around work and around money and around the freedom that we think that we gain through these things. And the thing is, we've all been programmed and brainwashed to believe that we have to work hard in order to earn money, in order to live the life that we want, in order to make anything meaningful or be of service. But this is a great misconception, and it is a great disservice to who you truly are to believe in this limited paradigm. For the truth is much simpler, and frankly, it's much more fun, because money is not something that you earn. It is an energy that you master. Just like any other aspect of yourself that you would master, it is but a realization to know that it is in abundance, that it's not something that you have to prove your worth to get or to gain or to garner, but it's something that you manifest through the realization and the recognition of your innate, inherent, infinite worth. For if money is an energy, and you, in truth, are consciousness, then the meeting of your consciousness with the infinitely abundant energy that is represented by money is merely through your own conscious ability to control. And it is merely a reflection of the worth that you have come to know yourself as. And that's why self-worth is the predominant measure of your external wealth. Think about that for a second. This is not something that we are taught. We are taught that we must prove our worth, that we must earn our wealth through the value that we can provide, the productivity that we can offer, right? This is totally backwards, because who you are in essence is an infinite, timeless, limitless abundance, which worth cannot be a measurement or a metric. It has no meaning to measure the worth that you are, but it has great meaning to express the worth that you are. You see, in essence, in truth, who you are before the veil, beneath the illusion of this body, mind, personality that you think you are, is infinity. And that, as a soul, or as your spirit, or as your higher self, whatever you want to call it, is not here to prove anything. It's not here to earn anything. It is here to create. It is here to play. It is here to express itself. And from the alignment with that infinite, timeless, boundless, formless worth that you are, there is a great, innate, timeless, unique value that is your authentic creativity. And that shows up in your life in the form of what you desire, in what you're inspired by, in what excites you. And you see, through this programming that we need to work hard to earn our living, to offer anything of value, we undermine this internal, intuitive sense of who we are and what we actually can contribute to this world. And in the playfulness, in the lightheartedness, in the creativity of that innermost self is a value that is immeasurable. And it is that immeasurable value that you came here to express and to create and to offer that is the greatest service that you have to offer this world, because it is a reflection of the timeless playfulness, that limitless creative spirit that every single person is in essence. And this is what we're all looking for, we're all seeking for, we're all desperately wanting to remember is that there's nowhere to get to in this life. In everything that we're doing, there's nothing really to gain. That we are already everything that we seek, and that we already have within us everything that we long for. And so from that sourceful place, from that wholeness, there is but the creative expression of our own imagination. Just a quick note that if you want a free framework to implement and anchor all of this in, comment creator down below and I'll send you a link to my free I Am Alignment Masterclass. And all the great inventors and entrepreneurs and artists and creators of all time have known this, even without the intellectual knowing of it, but simply through the intuitive knowing that the soul, that the spirit, that God, that your higher self, that life itself is creativity, possibility itself. And this is what we are seeing everywhere we look. We are constantly being reminded of the infinite capacity of our creativity to express, to become, to play. Everywhere you look, you see life. Whether you see plants or animals or other beings, anything that you look at is a representation of that most essential life, whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it light, whether you want to call it vitality or well-being, whatever you want to call it. In essence, what is it but abundance? For is there any lack or scarcity? Is there any limitation to the life that takes form in our world? When you see plants or trees that are growing on the edge of a cliff of a mountainside, which seems completely unreasonable and illogical to be growing there, how could it possibly be that there is life sprouting out of such an uninhabitable place? Or when you look into the depths of the ocean and you see life forms in the darkness, how is it possible? Because life is abundance itself, and you are that. And so again, money is not money is not something that you earn. It is an energy that you master, that you realize, that you recognize within yourself. And when you come in contact with your infinite worth, you have access to limitless energetic resources, whether they're in the form of money or opportunities or relationships or inspiration or inspired action, which leads to any of these or more. You see, that's the other thing, is we have contained the possibility that money represents into something very limited, very linear, very human, thinking that money is the only means to get what you want. But actually it is through your creativity that you get what you want and you create what you desire. And there is no limits to your creativity. There is no boundaries within your imagination. And money may be one form that represents the path to whatever you desire, but it is not limited to money. And so this is a really radical reorientation and recalibration of our belief system to see that we have been brainwashed to give far too much meaning and significance to money. And actually that's kind of by design, because it keeps you into this sort of slave relationship with work and earning and proving and gaining and saving, as if you need to hoard for a rainy day, for example, which is a crazy idea, thinking that you need to control your circumstances because there are things that can happen to you that are bad, that are less than ideal, that you're not the creator of your reality based on your state of being and your mindset. This is how deep this programming goes, to distract you from the truth of who you are as the master and the creator of your own life. And you need not wait for a symbol of your infinite worth, of your creative potential to be all that you want to be. to create all that you want to create and to have all that you wish to have. You need only choose right now to remember who you are. And in the knowing of your true self, and in the reclaiming of that infinite creative power, there are endless, infinite possibilities to play in this sandbox of life that your soul came here to play within. And this is the ultimate purpose of this life. Once you get beyond the limiting beliefs and the doubts and the insecurities that you've picked up along the way and bought into on your path, is that beyond the personality is an impersonality. It is an impersonal, infinite nature of your true self, which is interconnected with all of life, the abundance that God is. And that is a benevolence. It is constantly seeking to serve the greater good. And when you have sufficiently gotten beyond your own limitations, your own self-doubt, your own small self, what happens is that you become a conduit for life itself to use you to create magic, to awaken minds, to remind the hearts of every single one that you encounter that they too are that infinite intelligence of God and life itself, that you are whole, that you are already all that you seek, and that this is merely a game, like a child coming into that game to play whatever its heart's desire. And that's your true purpose. Not only to wake up, to remember who you are, to fulfill your own calling, to experience all that you wish to experience, but for all of that to be a reminder to those around you that that is not only the possibility for them, but it is their destiny. It is inevitable that we all remember this. And so the more you master yourself, the more you master the energy of money, the less you feel you need to work, the less these programs and conditions rule you from the shadows of your psyche, from your subconscious. The more you make conscious the unconscious and reprogram everything to be in alignment with your true infinite abundance. And therefore, you fulfill your greatest purpose, to be a beacon, to be the radiance, to be the brilliance of that infinite spark of possibility. And for everyone to remember that they too can be that. And then together, we create a world that is wildly rich with depth and meaning and purpose and creativity and connection. A harmonious world that is wildly abundant. And together, what a magical thing to create. And that's my intention with this 12-week mastermind. And if you've made it this far, perhaps this is for you, if all of this resonates. And for 12 weeks with 12 creators, we are going to go deep into who you truly are, to uncover the gifts, the talents, and the abilities that are yours by birthright, to bump up against the boundaries and the limitations that you've been holding on to, that you've been playing small within, to break through into a new paradigm, to step into your calling and to fulfill your purpose in this life. And for all that to manifest the desired reality that you dream of, that you came here with the vision and the intention of manifesting and creating. And so if you want to learn more about this, comment creator down below and I'll send you a link where you can access more details. And as I said, there are only 12 spots and actually half are already filled. So if this is resonating with you and you're feeling the call, then don't hesitate, because the early bird is ending this weekend and the 6 spots that are remaining I can't guarantee will last much longer. We will be starting near the end of June, and I hope to see you inside. So again, if you comment creator down below, I'll send you more information about this.